Did you enjoy the clickbait title? Well, is it clickbait? I mean, at one point I really thought this way, and boy was I wrong. Hello everyone, and welcome to volume 1 of my series where I share my experience of learning how to play Overwatch as a fairly new player. If you are a person that truly believes Mercy is an awful character and has no real impact, then congratulations, you have an opinion just like the rest of us, and you are free to stop watching at this point. And please don't bother leaving any negative comments about Mercy mains, because depending on the day and how I feel, it'll get deleted. That's just what it is. However, when I first started to play Overwatch, I used to hate picking Mercy. I for real felt like a heal bot. Like I was just sitting there healing people, and I would complain because I was always dying and no one's protecting the healer and blah 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 XYZ. And to be honest, I was a heal bot, and I was a very bad heal bot at that. I used to be so focused on keeping my tanks alive that I would basically ignore my DPS characters. Also, I was so stat hungry, like I just had to have gold medals and heals because, you know, that meant I was doing my job. So I was so stat hungry that I would basically overstep my boundaries with my teammate healer. I would legit be healing like the same character as my teammate, just hindering their chance of getting their ult, all that stuff. Which I would like to insert this PSA: stop being a stat thought, stop being a stat thought, stop being a stat thought. Stats only give a small portion of what's going on in the game, and it took me playing Mercy to fully understand that. With Mercy, I could have all the gold medals for heals and still be an awful Mercy player. This definitely applies to other roles too, but I would get there once I learned how to figure out how to play those other roles. In the beginning, the only way that I knew that I was being an effective healer is by saying, oh well yeah, I had gold heals. Because if I have gold medals and heals, then I did my job. Then the team losing is everyone else's fault, and little old me played no role in the team losing because I had gold medals and heals, right? This type of thinking can actually hinder your gameplay, and I have an example from one of my Wednesday streams on Mixer where I record some of my comp games and I review those comp games live. And you know what? We're gonna slow down because here I am flying, healing, flying, zooming, healing, and look, 3 steps. I could have sashayed 1, 2, 3, and I would have been out of cover, and it would have been worth it. Bad revives that cause you to die can cost your team a fight, can cost your team a round, and can cost your team the game. Now here's another clip from the same match, but I feel this was a much better revive. Bet. Damage boost. Whoa!
My will. The battle continues.
And just like how you could have a gold medal in heals and not be a very effective Mercy player, you can also have a silver medal in heals and be a very effective Mercy player. There are so many things to think about when playing Mercy. Here are my personal beginner notes. For these notes, I watch Neandra, and ML7 has a series that is, I think it's like episode 4 or 5 at the time of this recording, where he has an unranked to GM series with Mercy. But Neandra has an amazing like support pairing guide where she shows how she works with her secondary healers, a pairing guide for DPS, a pairing guide for tanks. Like she is a really influential source for me when it comes to learning how to play Mercy. Like, I kid you not, I could not get on fire as Mercy to save my life. I just thought it was just an impossible task. But after sitting down and spending, I don't know if it was a day or 2 days watching her videos, when I hopped back, my buns were on fire. I couldn't get off fire. My buns were good and freaking toasty. That's how I know her guys are like legit. The information is valuable to learn from, because if that could have done that for me, like, what? Me? Like, what? just sitting in a day watching the videos? Like, what? Are you serious? So now I want to share some of the things I'm working on. First, I want to say that this series is about me improving. I cannot control what other players do. Point blank, period. Most times I am solo queuing. So pointing out other teammates' mistakes, I can keep it in mind and learn from it, but it's not really going to be helpful for me if I just sit there and complain about how XYZ didn't do ABC. Like, it's just not worth it. It's really not worth it. So, and please don't spend time in the comments talking about it, because again, it's not worth it, because there's nothing I can do about it. Unless you're evaluating for your own personal perspective, sure, fine, whatever. But this person was trash, they should have did this, but no, we're not doing that. So here's some things that I'm working on as Mercy. One thing I'm working on right now that is really hard for me is seeking out critical picks when I am in Valkyrie. How I use my ult really depends on my team composition and how my team plays. In theory, and I might have to do a series between, yeah, you have your theories on what should happen, but then there's actually what's happening in the game, and paying attention to that is more important than what you in theory think should be happening. But anywho, in theory, I got air quotes around that. I try to use my ult to initiate fights at this particular level, which is bronze. When I'm in Valkyrie, I try to first make sure that there are no criticals on my team health-wise. Then I damage boost them so they can have the advantage. If everything looks good on that end, I would try to attack an enemy squishy while in Valkyrie. So that's a Widow or a Hanzo or anyone that I see is like one shot, I try to go for it to get them out of the way. I do want to show you an example of an ult that I don't like. So right before this fight, I had revived our Hanzo. So I was on a 28 cooldown for that, a 28 second cooldown for that. And for a split second, I should have hit the tab button to see what ults we had, so I could have prepared for that. I feel like I had started this ult like 2 seconds too late, because what ended up happening is our Ryan ended up charging. Fortunately, we made it, but me kind of like sort of guardian angel up to them was so freaking risky. If I had ult, I would have been up in the air, out of the way. I could have seen a lot more. Our Ryan ended up using their ult. If I was in Valkyrie, I could have damage boosted that to help clean that up a lot better. And then, let me see. And then, as you can see, the enemy Reaper ended up going right for our Mora, and that's when I used my ult. If I had used it sooner, I still would have been up. I would have been towards the ending of it, but I probably could have kept Mora healed up by the time they realized Reaper was on. And I mean, pretty much at this point, the fight is just lost. We had to like back up and regroup, but I think it might have turned out a bit differently if I had started my ult a tad bit sooner. I could be wrong. Like I said, it's always a number of factors, and everything is a snowball effect. Each decision kind of like plays on one of another, so I can't take like the full blame for it. But like I said, I don't know. I just want to make better decisions. At least I want to say that, hey, I made a better decision on my end. That's the least I want to do. So learning how to use Mercy's Valkyrie more aggressively is hard, especially because while in Valkyrie, her movements are fast and it throws me off. It's hard for me to aim because it's like she's moving all over the place. It's hard for me to aim. And I'm scared that when I am in all and going for a squishy, that I might let a teammate die. That is really a concern of mine. I'm like, well, dang, would it have been worth it? I got the kill, but a teammate died, or two teammates dies, and things like that. So being confident that, oh yeah, I can get this kill and come back real quick, like that's real sketchy right now. I ain't got it like that yet. I'm gonna get it, but right now I don't know. It's just real shaky. Don't get me wrong. Making sure your team is healed up and doing the best of your ability without dying yourself to make sure that your teammate is alive are valid. You know, that's like your support. You know, you're playing a role as a healer. It's good to look out for them. However, if I'm interested in climbing, I cannot solely depend on my teammates to do all the killing. If they're struggling with the Widow or like a Hanzo, I just can't. I don't know who. If I'm solo queuing, I don't know who I'm with. I don't know if they're gonna get the kill. I don't know if they're gonna confirm the kill. Like, I just can't depend on it. So I have to do my role. Even though, yeah, I'm Mercy. She might not have one of the strongest guns, but that pew pew now. Sometimes people can't handle a pew pew in your face, and you a small little Mercy, and you juking and you strafing. Like they can't handle the pew pew. Sometimes, hey, you have to figure out. Sometimes you gotta test the water. Some people gonna be like, oh, you think you gonna pew pew in my face, bam bam. But some people might be like, oh snap, they hitting me. I ain't hit my shot yet. So test them, pew pew in their face and see what happens. You know, sometimes you gotta put the fear of God in them, and that fear alone had them think twice about coming at you. But for real, like, so I have to take on a little bit more than just healing when playing with Mercy. Therefore, if I'm aware an enemy Widow or Hanzo is good, but not good enough to react to a Mercy shooting them in the face, when I go into Valkyrie, I should make it my responsibility to handle those characters when I'm in ult. Sometimes that's been a game changer for me. In addition, sometimes winning is as simple as playing a better mental game than the other team. Like, sometimes them seeing the Mercy on the front line shooting and then going back to shield, they like, okay, what the heck is this, a DPS Mercy? What is going on? Kind of like just throwing them off can cause you to win the game. Some people get really tilted when they got killed by Mercy, and it's like they rage and I can't believe that, and they might focus you, but yet you and Guardian Angel flying all over the place, they can't really get you. Like, you're not gonna get me, and like we pushing forward because you so focused on me and you not hitting me. So sometimes sometimes mechanics play a role, but sometimes mentally messing with people plays a role. That's why you can't get caught up with people be saying in chat, because they trying to play a mental game on you. It's just like they trying to throw you off and you're letting them, you know? Just stay in your zone. Do what you got to do. But if you're really nice and you know how to pull your Glock out, you can easily throw someone off to the point where they do this. You don't have to be the best shooter, but just be annoying enough that you completely throw the other team off their game. Particularly at my level, which is bronze, again, I'm going to mention it. If people are anything like how I was, and still am at sometimes, they're not paying attention to their health. So they're seeing the bullets and thinking that the bullets are hitting them, when in actuality they're not. So they're moving around and playing, or they panic. They panic because they think they're getting hit and like they're not. So use that to your advantage. Also, pulling out the gun can help save a life, as you can see here. Picking up Mercy has really helped me to become a better Overwatch player. Like not just mechanically, but being aware of like the game, taking in the information on what's happening. At one point I would just not hop in voice, and now I hop in voice chat and I speak more. I let people, I shot call a little bit more, and now I'm trying trying to learn how to be a better shot caller. Because with Mercy's abilities and the way that she could just move, and even in her vault, you can see things that other people cannot. You can see patterns that other people cannot. And sometimes calling out those patterns, like, hey, they doing this, hey, they doing that, or whatever, or let's do this, can really, really help. And I'm not talking about being one of those snarky support players, like, oh my gosh, what are y'all doing? Push, oh my gosh, DPS sucks, blah, 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 blah. Like, when you play the other roles and you have an idea of how things look, and you can say, hey, do this. Like, it was a match where I was just like, it was the last push, and I saw what our Reaper was doing, and I was like, yo, Reaper, go hide somewhere, or whatever. You have your ult. You know what I'm saying? We're going to look out for you. You can't afford to die. Go hide. And then the enemy Ryan ended up, like, stunning 3 of us with his ult. And I was like, oh my gosh, we about to get wiped out. We about to lose. And then next thing you know, Reaper came in and used his ult and cleaned up. And it was like, oh, like, I was just so happy. I was screaming. I was yelling. Like, I'm learning. And ML7 said this in one of his streams, like, there's being a healer and there's being a true support player. And picking up Mercy has helped me and has given me the drive to learn how to be a better support player. How to look at what's going on, analyze what the enemy team is doing, analyzing what our team is doing, and figuring out how to make the plays. Not just in theory what should happen, but actually looking at and say, hey, okay, based on all these things that I've seen, this might work for us, or this may not work for us. Because there's nothing worse than somebody suggesting some stuff they saw on the Overwatch League. Ain't none of us Overwatch pros now. Ain't none of us Overwatch pros. You suggested some stuff for the Overwatch League and you getting mad because we not living up to Overwatch League standards. Turn off Overwatch League for a second and let's look at what actually is going on. Let's look at what our team can actually do. So I think that is going to end this series, or this video for this series. I hope you all enjoy it. Again, please go check out ML7, his Mercy guide. Please check out Neandra. Please, 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 please. There is so many things that they go into that I'm just not going to, I'm just not going to repeat what they say. Just go watch them. Just go. And I will see you all around next time.
Nice job on getting this Aria.
Yeah, but someone died from it. No, don't die. I was so dumb. Why didn't I get to the cover?
I think the Reaper's doing this story.
Why didn't I get to the cover? That was so dumb on my end. Oh my god, the cover was right there staring at me. Like, sis, I'm a whole ass wall. Come here. The bullets will not hit you here. You can revive. But no. Whoa.
I'm here.
That Zarya's 100% power.
Okay, good. They went Brig. I gotta keep Brig up. Oh god. Damn. I like the Brig switch.
Back in the fight.
I might need to go Mora to keep them up.
Let's get to that outfit.
I'm trying to. Oh, no, Hog. Don't die.
Incoming.
Oh my gosh.
Just got one behind.
I need to get a pick. I need to get a critical pick while I'm up here.
You needed a doctor?
We got this, guys. Get this stupid dude, yeah.
Oh god, Reaper's back. Oh god.
Probably got all.
Brick got it.
Taking
Come on,
care.
Brick, Brick. Save your stun. Save your stun for when he die. Yes, yes, Brick. I want to get this.
I'm taking care.
Hell yeah, I've got it.
But no, we don't. Oh
Nice
my
swap.
gosh.
Nice swaps when they need to be swapped.